A two-bedroom in Collective Dubai Hills Estate. In Collective 1. Shall I buy it? Is it a good deal or not? The property brief. What I'll try to do is I'll try to make a property brief of the analysis in 2 minutes or less. Let's see how long does it take me. Today, as we said, we are talking about the two-bedroom in Collective Dubai Hills Estate that has been offered to me. It has been offered to me at a price of 1.2 million, and it's a 68 square meter approximately as an apartment. So for a two-bedroom, it's small, yet it's not your usual product. It's not a product where it's residential. It's a product where it's a co-living, and by co-living, we mean play, work, live. And you can start by living and then working and then hopefully playing. So it's all in one place. It's a perfect location for a building. Collective 1 is located in Dubai Hills Estate on the intersection between Al Khail Road and Suqeim Road. So it's a perfect location, great proximity, directly beside a mall, and it's the only residential building that, or near residential building, a residence that can be beside the mall. It's beside a business park. At the same time, it has good views. So it's a good project. I like the project. It's a new product for the market. There's no similar product. You tell me there's small apartments. Yes, but there's no small apartments finished the same way with the same concept in the building, and experience is very important. It's offered to me at 1.2 million. And by the way, before I even start the analysis, I'm not a buyer at 1.2 million because 1.2 million currently is at the top end of the what the market price is at. Now, this property is better than others because it's on a good floor, it's on the corner. So I looked at what's available in the market, and we'll talk about it in a second. So this property has an advantage, but I would like to get a small discount on face value. I didn't yet analyze it. We'll analyze it together and we see what will come up with us. As we said previously, we take an 85,000, which is the approximate estimated rent. Now, initially, such properties, because it's still under construction, it's to be handed over within the coming approximately 1 month. When it's handed over, prices drop and then stabilize and rise because there will be so much on offer in the market and people will be in competition. And you know, supply and demand is very important. It's a prominent area, however, and it's a liked area. And I believe this project will do great because it's beside Dubai Hills Estate Mall, which is a great property. It's a great experience. Now, the vacancy rate, as you know, I estimate a higher vacancy rate than usual. If you look at this vacancy rate, you say, oh, is it really getting vacant this much a year? And I would tell you, for me, this is what I estimated at. It can be less, I'll be happier. It rarely can be higher unless I'm not doing a good job managing my portfolio. Now, the revenue after vacancy is 78,000. We take out expenses, and now we'll talk about expenses that I assume every time, which include several elements. We get with a net operating income of 57,000, and the 57,000 net operating income is after we discount the expenses, but prior to discounting the financing cost. And the financing cost on this property is 54,000 a year. Now, the net operating or the net cash flow is 2,700, which to me is not a great number because I believe that my cash on cash return will be pretty low. However, let's look at other elements. Let's look also, remember, we're estimating an 85,000 dirhams rental, which is not low, not so conservative, but it's not high either. Now, the cap rate is 4.8. It's low to what my liking is. I would like to have it higher. As we said, the cash on cash return here, you see it's 1.1%. It's evident that the cash on cash return is low. IRR is good. The gross rent multiplier is okay. However, I'm not happy with the cash on cash return. I'm not happy with the cap rate, and that would be okay sometimes where the prospects for the future of this property is amazing. It will boom. However, as a cash flow generating property, I would like to see better numbers. Now, the here where numbers dance, guys. We said hundreds of times, 5 years from now, on top of the cash that we'll be collecting, which may be small or big, here it's little cash. Year 5, I believe we'll collect around 7,500 in net cash, as a net cash flow. Yet, what I like is that, again, numbers dance when you own property. You have a great equity buildup, which is good, and such an equity buildup allows you so much freedom in equity release afterwards, making cash out of your property without selling it. Now, we will talk about the rental income with time and the growth of it. Rental income with time shows us that numbers continue dancing. We will talk about the net operating income here growing also with time. The operating expenses, as you see, are approximately a stable ratio. So in general, it acts similar to every property. Now here I decided to this time to look at also few other elements similar to future opportunity in this property. Now, I like few things. As I said, it's a new property, it's a new product. There's no similar product in the market. It's very important to me that it's in the right location. It's a good community. It's beside a mall. So all of those tick boxes for it. Just numbers are not that great today. May be improved with those improving, and after the building maturing, which would take it some time, to take it around, in my estimate, a year and 8 months, or a year and 9 months, call it 2 years to mature, because what happens is that first 6 months, call it time for building to get filled, and occupancy gets built up, for those rentals to be renewed or exited from at higher rates with time. It takes at least a year and a half. So let's call it 2 years. Now, cap rates continue improving as usual, but I'm not so happy about those cap rates. The expenses, as you know, that I've estimated include too many expenses that people don't include, similar to maintenance, insurance, property management, even if you manage it personally. Estimate that. Miscellaneous, which is all the costs that would be attached to running a property. It's a business at the end of the day. And the service charge, which I overestimated slightly for this property, taking into consideration its size. However, I believe it will be at that level because of the product it is. Funding, it's a 80-20 that I've taken. If you're a first-time buyer, you can get 80-20. If you're a commercial buyer or you're an experienced buyer, you'll not be able to get an 80% loan to value. You'll probably get around 50 to 60%, which makes your cash flow better. But at the same time, the equity that you've put into it would be higher. Now, the last thing we look at is how is the operating cash flow growing with time and the revenues growing with time. And obviously they do grow with time. So this story is approximately similar in every property, as well as the expenses. We see that the expenses are in a way or other similar to other property apartment expenses, although the service charge portion is slightly higher, again, because of the nature of product it is. Now, am I a buyer for such a property at those rates? Not really. It's offered to me at 1.2 million. I would want it to be at around 1 to 1 million 50, maximum 1.1 million, because this specific unit has advantage. So maybe 1.1. I wouldn't go above 1.15 probably as a total cost on the property today. Now, after it performs and after it starts paying me back, then I would look at it in a different way. I like the area. I like the property. I like the prospects. I would like to have a better margin and I would like to have a better return. This is the property brief. I hope you liked it. Tell me in comments if it has been so fast or if it has been okay. It's meant to be a brief of the analysis. I believe I've taken more than 2 minutes. I'll continue to squeeze it, I promise you, until I become able to deliver it in 2 minutes in a perfect way without compromising on the quality of data and info analyzed. Ciao.